Hello and welcome to Sunday Sesh, I've called this. And what I wanted to do today was to share with you 5 different prompting techniques to align the Australian Curriculum Achievement Standards and show you the one amazing response that even surprised me. So let me just turn on my screen share. So look, I teach a model for mastering AI, and in my model featuring experimenting, evaluating, and ethical reasoning, I realize with educators, whether you're a teacher or a school leader, you have time poverty and a ridiculous workload. And while I might teach that the way to master AI is experimenting and evaluating, I know that you guys just don't have the time to do that. I have been running master classes this term from the beginning of this year and about planning a unit of work using AI, particularly ChatGPT, but I've also used Perplexity to plan a unit of work based on the Australian curriculum. And I always start with the achievement standards. And those masterclasses over the last few weeks highlighted that there's different ways that I've been using and that others are using to align the unit of work to the achievement standard. I got a little bit curious and ended up down a rabbit hole because I wanted to know which ways, which prompts got the best alignment. And that's what I'm going to share with you this afternoon. So 5 prompts, 2 accounts. So the 5 prompts, and I've got them on the screen here. The first one I've called generic, and you can see that prompt is very generic, that it has no reference to the Australian curriculum. It's just simply create an assessment for Year 3 students to write a narrative. The next one I called Go Fetch. So here I've extended out the prompt and been specific and asked it, again, same unit, Year 3, write a narrative, but I've directed it to go to version 9 of the Australian Curriculum English Achievement Standard. So I'm asking it to go to its data capture and get what it knows about the achievement standard. The next one is go fetch and search. So again, exactly the same prompt, sending it to go fetch, but this time, before I hit the arrow button in ChatGPT, and all of these prompts I've done in ChatGPT to model this, before I've hit the arrow button to send it to go search, I've actually hit the search the web icon, the little globe at the bottom where you put your prompt in. So that one's actually going live out to search the web. The next one is what I call cut and paste. So here I've done the legwork and gone and over to version 9 of the Australian curriculum, looked up Year 3 English and actually copied the achievement standards and pasted that into the prompt. So a much longer prompt, and you can see it there on the screen. And the last one is go fetch, but this time with the deep research option that is in paid versions of ChatGPT. So only available if you've got a paid version. So what I then did, and sorry, I explained, I have 2 accounts. I have a free account that I've got set up like I'm a teaching principal. So I've got lots of education chats in there, both with a leader hat on and a teacher hat on. And then I have a paid version of ChatGPT that I use for my business, but I also go and do searches in there, have conversations to see and compare the difference between the free and the paid versions. So what I'm going to show you are the responses for each of these 5 chats and across the 2 different accounts, the paid version and the free version. Ready to go? So when you see the responses, what I've actually done with each of the responses is gone looking for the connection to the achievement standard. So you can see here, I've just taken the achievement standard as is, and I've gone and searched for this these specific aspects within the achievement standard in each of the responses, and where it has appeared, I've highlighted it in the response. So you'll just get a visual. I'm not going to dig into all the details in the response. I just want to show you the visual where you can see those highlights and how prevalent the achievement standard is in the response from the AI, from ChatGPT. Okay, so here's the first one. All right, this one's generic. So you can see the prompt I've highlighted in yellow at the top. This is just the basic create an assessment for year 3 students to write a narrative. And it's been a bit intuitive, and it just has inferred that I'm going to want, the instructions for the students, the task description, the success criteria, and it's even given me a marking guide. You can see there that in terms of alignment to the Australian curriculum, we've got very limited. Those highlights are language features and some sequencing is here. All right, that was my paid account. This one's the free version. It actually is a little better, as it turned out. Could be too that there's probably more background work in the free version with an education focus. But regardless, you can still see that with a generic prompt, you still don't get, you get very limited reference to the achievement standard. Paragraphing there, bit of text structure. And again, that looks like language features. And I'm sorry the highlights are so dark, but there's only a limited number of colours in the options. So, but you can get the feel that there's not a lot of alignment there if you're not specific in how you're prompting the AI. Okay, next one is go fetch, but here it's just fetching from its data capture. So I am not using the internet feature. It's not searching the web. And from the data capture, you can see that we've got references here to compound sentences appearing, and you can see the high frequency words as well as the text structures. One thing that did occur to me, and I'll just share here, was when version 9 of the Australian curriculum went live on the website versus the data capture for ChatGPT. And yes, the version 9 should be in the data capture because it went live in May of 2022. So version 9 of the Australian curriculum was live May 2022. And the data capture for ChatGPT right now is October 2023. So it should have it in its capture. All right, so you can see that's Go Fetch on account 1, and here's Go Fetch on account 2, just on the data capture. Again, we're referencing the achievement standards from the Australian curriculum. We've got here, though, this red highlight, that's referencing dialogue. And when I went back and had a look through the curriculum and looked at where dialogue is appearing, I found it in year 4. I just need to highlight, I am not in the classroom every day, and so I need to.
I'm just trying to do a webinar.
I don't have the expert curriculum knowledge that you have when you're in the classroom every day and applying this. So for me, I am relying on going and searching and looking. But yeah, just wanted to highlight that that little red highlight there is reference to dialogue. All right, so you can see still, even though you've been specific with your prompt and asked for the achievement standards, it's still very light on in terms of how much is actually referenced in the response. Next version is getting better. This is Go Fetch, and this time I'm hitting the little globe button, the little globe icon, which asks the chat to go search the web. So this button in your, whether it's free or paid version of ChatGPT, it's just underneath the prompt box. You'll see it there quite clearly, and it's search the web. Bear in mind, if you've got a free account, that there's a limit to how much you can do this, and then it will just revert back to using the data capture. So here you can see there's a better representation. So you've got the compound sentences, frequency, high frequency words. And I've also highlighted here in the light blue where it's talking about the letter formation of letters in the handwriting. Paragraphs again, and the language features. And again, the other account, similar with the hits there. Again, you can see dialogues coming through with that little red highlight. So we're getting better when you ask it to search the web. Next version I've got is where I've actually put the whole cut and paste, the achievement standard in the prompt. So that's the prompt again. The beautiful thing I just want to show too, designers of version 9 of the Australian Curriculum website have actually put a little copy button right here. So this is the achievement standards. And if you scroll down, this is just a screen capture, but if you were to scroll down on the live website, you've got all the achievement standards and the content descriptors and all of that coming underneath. But this little button here, the 2 pages, is your copy button. So it makes it very easy to copy the achievement standard over into when you're prompting. I haven't put the full prompt here just to be a bit efficient with page layout, but this was the full prompt cut and paste in, and you can see now you're getting a much better hit with those different aspects in the achievement standards, even coming through in the rubric. And I know we could be critical of the rubric because it's only the 3 points, not a 5-point scale. But you can see that there's more and more starting to be evident in the response that it's giving you. So that's account 1, and then account 2, very similar. The dark blue there is topic-specific vocab. We've got compound sentences, literacy devices, spelling multisyllabic words, high-frequency words, and again, a few hits in the marking guide. Okay, so that's cut and paste. Then I realised with my paid version, this feature, this deep research feature, is available. This is only in the paid version, and I decided only this morning. So it's this has evolved over the weekend, and I didn't realise the value of this until this morning. So deep research is a relatively new feature of ChatGPT as well. Mind you, there are now other AI models that also have this kind of functionality. And I have to tell you, this absolutely blew me away. Sorry, now, that little red box, I've got a couple of missing pickies here by the looks, but I can tell you that I prompted it, and this is my first prompt, so I've just used exactly the same prompt that I have for Go Fetch earlier, but this time I've hit the deep research button, the deep search button in underneath the prompt bar. And then it came back and it asked me these questions. Would you like the assessment to focus on a specific theme or genre? Should the task be integrated with a particular text type or stimulus? Would you like the assessment to include a rubric aligned with version 9, the achievement standards for Year 3 English? Do you want the assessment to address all 3 strands, or focus mainly on the writing aspects? So I then very quickly, and you can see in this yellow highlights, this was my very quick response. I decided to play along and just to see what would happen. So I told it, yes, I want fantasy, integrate it with Alice in Wonderland novel and movie, include a rubric. I thought, well, the others, it's automatically given it to me with the others. So let's see what it comes up with, and address all 3 strands, but I do want to focus on writing. And then in this box here, I'm sorry, it's not appeared, but I then sat and watched the breeze blowing the trees as I was sitting on the front deck while it went to work for 7 minutes, and consulted in excess of 20 sources, and was thinking deeply for 7 minutes, and then came back with this response, including illustrations, but they haven't come through in the that I've copied and pasted. But you can see here that it has been quite thorough in how it has replied to me, giving me as a teacher a great deal of information around how to set this up, the curriculum links. You can, and again, I've done the same thing. I've highlighted all the areas, all the text that is aligned to the achievement standards as the exercise and the experiment has been. You can see with this as well, it's also given me links. So it's gone to the Queensland Curriculum Assessment Authority, QCAA. So those educators from Queensland, you'll be familiar with that. Those that are interstate, that's our curriculum authority in Queensland. So there's lots of goodness in there around and publicly available information around planning with the Australian curriculum. It's used Wikipedia, so it's giving ideas around read aloud excerpts. I'm just going to, there's pages here. You can see that it's using modeling techniques, explaining what the story should include, the success criteria. Again, this also is referencing dialogue, as I identified earlier from year 4. So it's gone outside the parameters in my mind, but I just wanted to highlight that. But you can see again the depth of the response here and the connections to the achievement standards of the Australian curriculum, giving me great teaching information around setting this up, and things to highlight in terms of teaching with the. Now, what I haven't done with any of these examples, of course, is then gone. I didn't even prompt it for a marking guide, except where it's asked. All the others started to give me that. I haven't gone into, a teaching and learning sequence or lessons or anything like that. I just wanted to keep it really simple, just to experiment and test with that alignment to the achievement standard. So that's what this whole experiment was about. And I think, as you can see by the results, it's pretty amazing. This is the marking guide here. And again, you can see the links back to the achievement standard. Runs for a couple of pages. Now, you might, like me, look at this and go, holy dooly, I'm so kind of overwhelmed looking at all of this. But I guess it's your draft, and then you can further prompt to refine. You can also take this, of course, and delete it back to what you want as a workable marking guide. You probably don't want that much information in a marking guide, but for me, this was about looking at that alignment, like I've said many times, and this just blew me away with the depth of its response. There's the concluding page. So it was about an 11-page response that it produced in the 7 minutes. So, like I said, totally surprised me. I'd not used this feature before, so I was pretty keen to test it and to see what it came up with. And I'm just really excited to share this amazing tool with you, because like I said, time poor educators, ridiculous workloads. And one of the things with this tool, this resource that we have at our fingertips, is learning how to use it effectively to get really good results. What we don't want is vanilla, vanilla flavored ice cream, vanilla results from the prompts. We actually want something more like tiramisu, like give us the good stuff. And of course, my takeaways, and the first one is your prompting techniques do make a difference in the quality of your responses, what you get back. But the second and third takeaways for really strong alignment with the achievement standards, if you have a paid account, use deep research. I've learnt this morning that you have 10 deep research per month. It's not something you would use all the time, but it's perfect for this really detailed task. And if you don't have a paid account, if you're using a free account, I would recommend using the cut and paste into the prompt option. You'll get the best hits and the best alignment to the achievement standard if you actually cut and paste it in and don't make it go fetch. Look, if you're interested in learning more from me or staying connected with me, there's all my contact details. On my email, you'll find my website. I'm also have a Facebook business page, and I'm on LinkedIn. So if you'd like to connect with me, that's where you'll find me. Like I said, running masterclasses and staff meeting sessions for schools that are wanting to use AI for curriculum planning, and for leaders who are wanting to use AI, particularly for strategic planning. But I've also got a great little PDF for different ways you can use AI if you're in a school leadership position. Hope you've got value from that session this afternoon. Do plan to run one again next week. Stay tuned. I'll post in the Facebook group around what that topic will be. And hope that this is valuable for you, particularly as you roll into next term, and that you can use AI, particularly ChatGPT, for your curriculum planning. All the best. Bye now.